Alright, what up YouTube? Alright, so this one is a bit of an interesting one, and it's what to do if your MacBook has that prohibition sign, which is usually a circle with line through it, and it won't boot. Alright, real nightmare if you get it. We're going to simulate this on a running machine. This one is actually running, but it's really awkward. So basically, normally what would happen is with the fault, you would get a white screen with a circle and a line through it. As we said though, this one is running. Now, it is kind of a pain because, in short, there isn't a whole lot of information that Mac will tell you that you can do about this, but I'm going to show you what to do about it. All right. First of all, why don't we have a look and see what Mac will say, well, Apple will say on their website. All right, so we'll do that. Then we'll, then we'll come back to this machine and we'll get stuck in. All right, so cue the rest of it. So, all right, well, we have a look at Apple's website, and this is at support.apple.com/en-gb/ht210901. As always, links are in the description bar below. So, okay, as said, you have that prohibition symbol that has been throwing an error on your screen, and your Mac will do nothing. All right, so let's see what Apple have to say about it. Okay, so if your Mac starts up to a circle with a line through it, means that your startup disk contains a Mac operating system, but it's not a Mac OS that your Mac can use. Key words there. They're obviously plugging that word Mac. But anyway, what this basically means is that you have an operating system that your machine and your desktop environment will run on, and it can't be accessed, and the machine can't do anything because of some possible corruption or a hard drive fault. Normally what can do this, just on this sort of side note before we go any further, software software malfunctions can do it, such as failed updates, trying to install an operating system for which Mac can't run on, that could do it. So in other words, if you tried to force it to run a version that's not compatible, so if, for argument's sake, your machine can only run OS X Lion, then trying to get it to run High Sierra could cause that. Or if it runs only up to Catalina, then trying to force it to run Big Sur, which is the current one, could also potentially cause this. But even viruses, malware, all that kind of crap stuff can do it. Or even just your hard drive somehow becoming corrupted, and possibly even certain hardware faults can cause it. But hardware faults is something for another time, I will guess. But anyway, mostly it's more than likely probably going to be software. But anyway, let's move on to see what they say. So prohibitory symbol, which looks like a circle with a line or slash through it, means that your startup disk contains a Mac operating system, but it's not a version of build Mac that can be used. So they've essentially just copied it again. Pointless. So they do give us some instructions here, which aren't really going to help you, because all they do is just tell you to press and hold the power button for up to 10 seconds until your Mac turns off. Turn it back on and immediately press and hold both Command and R to start up from Mac recovery. Okay, that can also do the internet recovery as well, but whatever. 3. While in Mac recovery, use a disk utility to repair your startup disk. Which is interesting when they mention that, because obviously if the disk utility can't read the format that the disk has been corrupted into, then it won't work anyway. So they assume that if disk utility didn't find any actual errors or has repaired all of the errors, then reinstall Mac OS. And if you still need help, please contact Apple support. Right, well, just in case you missed it, I'm going to just tell you again. Alright, that disk utility might not be able to read certain elements of your disk if the whole thing has entirely been corrupted. Again, misconstrued kind of operating environments and even malware and various other viruses could cause that, and potentially even corrupt your entire hard drive. So if it does do that into a format that disk utility can't recognize, then it essentially won't work. It'll just say that it can't be resolved, and yeah, you'll just end up stuck in that contiguous loop. But they do say that if you still need help, then to contact Apple support. So if we were to do that, and yeah, bearing in mind at this current time, your only real option then would be to be bringing it in for a repair at an authorised service centre or an Apple store, which, depending on where you live, might be some considerable distance away. It's worth noting, though, that if you schedule a call or have a chat online, they're probably just going to be reading off of a standard flip card anyway, and just going through a standard troubleshooter with possibly a little bit more information than what you would have, but not as much as what the tech gurus or the Apple service technician on the Genius Bar would have. So, in any event, you'll probably find that you have to bring the machine into them, which obviously then would possibly start costing you money. You might be recommended to either trade in your machine or possibly have your hard drive changed out, when if it's just a simple software corruption, you might not have to. Alright, but that's basically all they really say. So not really a huge amount there. So let's dive back to the main video and show you how to deal with it. Alright, so dealing with the prohibition symbol is really easy. Okay, all you do is flip over the machine onto its back. Undo the 10 screws, which I've already done. Remove that rear cover plate. So you get something that looks like that. Right. Now what you'll do, first of all, is you need to disconnect battery, just down here. Right. Lifts out like that. Really easy to do. Right. Now that we've done that, we just have to remove 4 screws. Just on that note, actually all you need to do is just remove the first 2 nearest the CD drive. Loosen the rear 2, because you don't actually need to take them out completely. Do this. Take out that top bar and set that to one side. Slide drive out. At the back there's a ribbon. Okay, all you do, really this easy. Disconnect it, like that. Set drive off to one side. Make sure that you don't lose those. Make sure that you leave the other screws in there. Set this off to one side. Right. Take a second laptop that's running Linux on it. Right. Preferably Debian. Hard drive that's come out of our Mac. Really easy to do this. Alright. What we'll do is take a modified hard drive controller out of an external drive caddy. Like I said, really easy. You're just going to connect this into here. So, like that. Take this, the other end of it, slam it into the laptop like so. Like that. It's picked it up. Now what we'll do is go into Terminal, open up a terminal and type Gparted. In lowercase, preferably. Like so. And then you'll end up with something that looks like that. The right hand side, I'm going to click on that, select our external drive. We'll click it. Right. Single click each partition like so. Click where it says partition and say delete. And we'll cancel that. Or that. Go to partition and say delete. And we'll just remove all of them. So, till they're all done. Unmount it. So that's what we'll have to do. So that's them all deleted. Go back up to where it says partition, say new. We can select our file system accordingly. exFAT isn't there, so we'll just say cleared. So we'll just clear the whole drive completely, hit add, apply all operations, move over, hit apply, and we'll wait for that to do it. There we are, all complete. Hit close. Now what we need to do is quite simply this. Come out of this, because we won't need it anymore. Unplug our drive. Shut down Linux. Really easy. Here's our drive. Remove the USB cable and keep that to one side nice and safe. Remove drive controller. And again, keep that nice and safe for another day. Here's our hard drive. Pick up our Mac. Put the drive back in where it belongs, which is easy done. There's our interface cable. There. Try not to sling the machine around. Turn the drive over. So it goes in there. Okay, trying to do this awkwardly is not easy. Plug him in. Seat him in like that. Take the top. Put him in there. Screw him down. Easy this, isn't it? So easy. Now that's done. That's done. Reconnect battery. Press that back in. Stick the top on it. Flip it over. Turn him on. press and hold the control key. That's literally it. Now we have to choose a network. So I'll set that up and then off we go. Now we just go select Internet Recovery, and this may take a while. So what we'll do is we'll just wait a while, and when that's done we'll be presented with some nice options, and it will be disk utility we want, so we'll just pause out and wait for that. In the meantime, we can put our tools away. Won't need these for a while, hopefully. So put those away, all nicely in there, and we set those off to one side, and we wait for our internet recovery to go through what it has to do. Easy. In the meantime, what you can do, take a beer. Take something to open it with. Open it, dump the top, and enjoy while that loads up. Right. Just wait for the internet recovery to do its thing, which it has. Loading Apple logo at the bottom. We'll be presented with some options. Let's wait for those options to load. There's our utilities. This is really easy, you can't go too wrong. Put down our beer, we don't need that for the minute. Okay, so there we are. What we'll now do, we go down to disk utility. Hit continue. Really easy. Gather disk information. Select the top one. Sorry about the reflections, by the way. Go up to here. Hit partition. There it is. Go down to one partition. Hit that. Hit apply. Hit partition. Really easy stuff. Wait for that to do. And it's done. Go to here. Verify disk. It checks it and says it's okay. We can close this and reinstall Mac OS X9. Hit continue, and now we continue. So we continue and continue and maybe continue again. And we wait. We agree. We agree again. We select our disk. And we say install. And continue. And now, how cool is that? It's going to install. Saving us from the dreaded prohibition of death. Now, we wait for the time that it says. And that's basically that. So I will come back to you in something of about a few hours, which for you will only be a few seconds. So we'll do that. Alright, so we're back after a few beers then. Took about maybe an hour, hour and a half, but there we are. It's installing OS X9. How good is that? Okay, well, it says there's another 20 odd minutes to go on there. Alright, so it restarted and it's done that. So we'll be back as soon as this is done. Alright, so less than a minute then. Let's see what happens here. Alright. Well, shall we wait for it? Or shall we pause out and come back? Saying less than a minute. I reckon we'll pause it for a sec and we'll come back. Sweet. There we are. Just wants a restart, so we'll do that. And now we wait. There's our Apple logo. Maybe we fix that problem then. The whole infamous circle with a line through it. Let's see what happens here then. What is going to happen? In fact, let's pause and let's just get through this, because it's going to be obviously sorting all its files out and getting ready to start the environment for the first time. Usually takes about 3 or 4 minutes or so, so let's just wait. Right, and now we have our welcome screen. So we can just go hit UK, because that's obviously where I live. Go hit continue. It's a British keyboard on this anyway. Standard QWERTY keyboard. So we'll just do that. And this is pretty much almost ready to go. Right, yeah, obviously, hang on. Yeah. I said hang on. Right, well, okay, well, we don't need to transfer any information, so we can just go for that. Enter your Apple ID. Well, we don't have one, so we can just go ahead and click continue. We don't need that for the minute. Oh, well, maybe we do. So I'm just going to fill this out then with usual details, and then we'll pick this one up in a moment. Okay, so we dumped in all of our usual information. We're not going to bother with... Oh, actually, yeah, okay, so we do need a password. Fine. So I will need to deal with that. 1 minute. Okay, we're pretty much on the home straight then. So we just need to select a picture that we want. Mathemax is always good, or we could take a photo, which we won't do, because that will just creep everyone out. Hit continue. Closest city. Well, dude, you know I'm in London. Oh, I can't determine it. Well, I just said I was in the UK. Why would you even need to ask that again? Strange. Oh my gosh. It's there. It's London. Right. So it's saying she'll point it over that. Okay. Start using. This should be it. Just wants password. Password is in. That looks like a recovery to me. There you go. That looks all pretty good. And that pretty much concludes this then. So, right, awesome. Right, did take a while on that one. That was a bit heavy hitting that. But anyway, fine. The Circle of Doom, that's how you get rid of it. In total, probably took about 3 or 4 hours or so. But still, that's not too bad. That was only just really for reinstalling operating system. Internet's been a bit slow today, but anyway, there you are. Hopefully that helps you. If it is a physical hard drive problem, then you would just do essentially the same thing, and that's a different drive, by the way. Different interface for a start. But yeah, you would just change it out and go through the same procedure. But anyway, that's how you recover them like a champ, and I will see you next time, where I think we might be doing some of these. So, ciao, stay good, and I'll catch you later. Boom.